Welcome back to the InherAlchemist TV. In today's Real Moms of Huntsville tarot reading, we're going to be taking a look into Wanda Moore. Before we get started, please like the video, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel, and that you have your notification bells on. So I was supposed to do Miss Marlene, which I am going to do next, but it was Wednesday and I planned on doing Wanda Wednesdays. And so I didn't want to miss the chance to do her reading today. So that's why we're doing that. And then we'll come back and we'll do Miss Marlene and we'll do Miss Van. Yeah, so anyway, so Wanda's in the news. She's in these YouTube streets. So Wanda's reading, though, is definitely has to be about these YouTube streets. I know when I did Miss Betty's, I did a holistic tarot reading. That was the message for her. Or what energy is surrounding her or pervading her. And then Miss Wanda has a totally different other energy. And I say that to say it's going to feel like we're coming from a different place a little bit because her spread is just more active than Miss Betty's spread was. Okay. So yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing today. I've been good. I've been chilling. I've been working on just solidifying and finiting my product lines. I just launched my men's line. I just put out my inner child healing birthday bundle. And then the last thing that I'm going to be adding to my list of services are CBD spiritual baths. So this is a health and wellness bath for calming different things like physical ailments, anxiety, stress. They are going to be infused with hemp oils and CBD oils. And I think that's going to be a great addition to those of us who are healing, whether you're in pain, have symptoms from different things that you're going through. I'll be launching that next week, and then that will complete my list of suite of services that will be available for spiritual energy cleansing. So yeah, that's what's coming down the pipe. So stay posted, check me out. I'm here to help. Even though I entertain through the tarot, my first and foremost goal is to attract people that are in need of what I have to offer. I don't want you to support me because you're a fan of my work. I want you to support me because you need what I have to offer and it works. Check out the InherAlchemist at Etsy. Check out the reviews. The products work, and I'm so thrilled that people are getting relief to whatever their situations are, right? But anyways, yeah, so listen, Wanda, like I said, I feel like this reading is heavily about these YouTube streets just based on the things that are going on, but they don't have to be, or it could be intermingled between personal and YouTube things, right? But the reading does open up with the Five of Wands and the upright, clarified by the Knight of Swords, which is also in the upright. Both of these cards are about arguing, power struggles, verbal aggression, just complete discord, just people are fighting. And the Five of Wands with the Knight of Swords, this is about fighting. However, the when I clarify both the Five of Wands and the Knight of Swords, I did get the Knight of Cups in reverse, and the Knight of Cups in reverse says that some of this stuff is just smoke and mirrors and meant to be a distraction to something else. Whose distraction is it? I'm not sure. Has Wanda been sent out there to distract us from something? Has people arguing with Wanda just trying to distract from something? What is the core root of that issue there, right? In any event, the Knight of Cups in reverse is about somebody being fake or about some being putting on some type of facade, right? And like I said, that facade has to do with some type of distraction. In any event, the Five of Wands is about saying that even though it may seem like a facade, it does have potential to get out of hand, and that harm could be caused to somebody. This harm can be spiritual. We talk about spiritual attacks a lot. I'm of the belief at a base level, a lot of people don't have power, but we're talking about the manipulation of energy, right? And we talk about how if you allow certain things to get into your consciousness, like negativity, the stress generated in your own life and body will cause It's like cause and effect, or it's like a thing where it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? So you start by believing something negative is happening to you, then you respond by doing something negative, then the consequences of your negative action happens and then to you, and then it goes around in a circle. You know what I mean? So I think as a whole, maybe there needs to be some type of like security inactivated, or what do you call it, temperance, like some balancing of the energy, and then saying that even when fighting, be careful that we don't go too far, otherwise harm might be caused. And that's like on multi levels. It doesn't have to be just, you know, reputation wise, even though your reputation is damn near as valuable as your damn social security number, right? You got to protect that too. It's just a matter of how, right? Do you want to be offensive or do you want to be defensive, right? But anyways, I feel though that whatever arguments these are, whether they're fake, phony, facade, or distraction, when the Five of Wands is here, it's saying that those arguments are going to continue and ain't nothing gonna stop. It ain't nothing gonna stop. I did see the Hangman in reverse in the near future, and it's directly across from this card combination, and it did make me feel like Miss Wanda is the target because she has the clout, or because she put herself out there the most. You know what I mean? So a lot of what seems like an attack on her is just her being the head. You know what I mean? But we'll get to that. That's in the near future. I do want to spend some time on it when I get there, but it just drew my eye because it's directly across from this combination that we're talking about right now. So anyways, Knight of Swords clarifying the Five of Wands. There's an argument over some issue, confrontation, and I feel like whatever the real core issue is lost in the sauce. If there is a core issue, right? We know that there's not a huge core issue with what Wanda's doing because she's roasting, gagging, beefing, which is what's all done. In any event, the Five of Wands is still about infighting. It's about fighting with people who you have close proximity to, but that you should be instead collaborating with. You know what I mean? It is about fighting with people who you should be getting along with, and it's not like these are strangers or enemies. These are people that are in your personal space, right? The Five of Wands also says that because of all of the infighting, things are being stagnated. You know what I mean? Whether that's your productivity, your business, everybody loses when the family feuds. Everybody loses when the family feuds. So listen, you got to decide, you know what I mean? Either you're going to be a social justice warrior out here, you know, fighting, or you're going to mind the business that pays you. The choice is yours, right? All right. So moving in the background, we have the World card with the Justice card. Our handy dandy, the World card is about victory. It's about triumph. It's about winning something. It's also about things coming full circle. Or I feel even with this World card and this Justice card, it's giving me a heavy feeling of like what goes around comes around. So something's coming back around either against her or for her. However, these cards are both in an upright and they both represent victory and triumph. This is saying too that in the background, I know there's issues of a lawsuit or people getting sued. That's YouTube shit. You guys don't even waste your time talking to me about it. I don't think on that plane from the perspective of I don't believe everything I hear. You got to show me things in black and white. And the reason why is because we're living in the time of the influencer, right? And so you have people that are using influencers to create one-sided narratives, like Kevin Samuels. When Kevin Samuels wanted to blow up, he did that average at best video with that woman. But again, a lot of the women who came on Kevin Samuel's show were paid actors. So a lot of the phone calls, a lot of those situations were not real, first of all. But to get this shit to pop, he took that particular interaction. I don't know if it was real on her part or not, because the actors did come later after he blew up, but he bought advertising space on World Star. I think they said he paid $800, and he promoted his YouTube video on World Star, and then it went viral. But it didn't go viral because it just popped up in social media. It went viral because he paid to run an advertisement for that particular video. You know what I mean? And then you have people, like I told you guys a while back, building these digital armies, where they're clipping up like Andrew Tate, Kevin Samuels, like all that red pill, all of this digital army shit. These are like red pill men formulas to play the YouTube game, right? Then you have people who run story with journalists. You have people who use comedians. I think Mariah Huck was talking about how somebody was paid to go against her. You have people who pay for people to get roasted. Even in the sector I came from, they would have just regular lay people, layman's people, paying content creators to go in on people, you know, and things like that. And it's incentivized. You know what I mean? Sometimes going with the crowd is incentivized, and the truth is not incentivized. So anyways, had to detour. Justice and World card, something's coming full circle for Wanda. It could be considered karma, but at the same time, this is showing a completion and a victory, or that whatever came out of that particular situation, it would be fair, or she would be happy with the outcome. When the Justice card is in upright like it is, this is showing that everything you do has an equal and opposite action and reaction, and sometimes you have two forces that are equal in force but moving in cross purposes. You know what I mean? So regarding this battle that she's having, there is some ignorance on the part of Wanda, where she doesn't realize that her actions have reactions and that people are going to respond. I do show that there is some discomfort or feelings about what's going down, how it's going down, or her feeling attacked, if you will. But at the same time, this balance of cards just shows that it's nature applying itself. A lot of people, there's two ways to look at karma. One is karma is nature applying itself in one vein, and karma also doesn't pay itself. You have to balance your own karma. That means you have to seek your own justice. You have to make your own moves. People sit back and they wait for karma to handle it, and karma to no. When you're proactive about it, then you don't sit around and wait and feel victimized. Until then, you keep your own scales balanced, either by not tilting them within yourself, or going out and rectifying situations in which there was an injustice. It's about the how. It's about the how you go about it, right? But anyways, Justice card, sometimes it's about legal and court proceedings. It is. It's also about the consequences of your actions and the consequences of decisions that you made. However, with the Justice card being upright, it does indicate a fairness to it, and with the World card being here, it either indicates a victory or something being thrown out, completed, or dismissed. I will say that. So that's moving in the background, or in the unconscious environment. It is about the winning of a lawsuit, right? Now, in the conscious environment, we have the page of what is this? The Page of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups. This looks like something financial. Page of Pentacles is about finances. Ten of Cups is about family. Maybe there's somebody that's helping her family with some finances. The Page of Cups can represent a loyal friend, offering some type of assistance for surely. There's some type of like emotional satisfaction or completion or gratitude for that. But the Ten of Cups in this spread is like saying that there's an element of what's going on with your family that you need to give your attention to, that you need to pay attention to that and make sure that things are balanced over there. Now, on the flip side, if this were not a YouTube reading or a Love and Marriage Huntsville reading, the Five of Wands and the Ten of Swords could represent family fighting or family quarrels. But in this setting, it's like a family as well. Do you guys agree? Do you guys think this is a family? Or do you guys feel like it's them and just your nose stood up? I don't have nothing to do with the likes of them. How do you guys perceive this space? But in any event, the Ten of Cups does represent emotional fulfillment and happiness. And it does represent maybe like a child or a person. It could be a child, like a girl, like a daughter. It could be her daughter helping her with some type of finances or investment with the Page of Coins, or it could be just somebody giving some money to help with a family matter, and that help or that contribution bringing a lot of emotional satisfaction and gratitude, and somebody feeling happy that, you know, somebody's in their corner. This is about getting exciting news about money that helps your family. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that somebody helped her with something, and it could be from her daughter. Maybe she was waiting for Letitia to give her money for something, and then it finally came, or she finally got word that something financially was going to work out. Or something like that, you know what I mean? And well, there's not a lot of work cards, so I don't think it has to do with the show per se, or anything having to do with that. There's not a lot of wands energy. Wands is like creativity, work, business endeavors. I don't think it's along that line at all, because that's not what I'm showing. All right, so let's move it forward. So moving forward, she does have the Ten of Swords in the near future with the Hangman in reverse. Now, this is with this ten of swords. This is what I was looking at in this Hangman in reverse. This is what I was looking at when I was saying Wanda was being targeted and attacked. This is the ten of swords is like a person that's targeted by a mob, but it's also because of the impact that she makes based on, I don't know, maybe her position or her clout. I'm not sure. Now, it does indicate that she may have had a pure intention, quote unquote. But the intention might be to make content. It might be to have fun. It might be to be entertaining. It may not necessarily be to harm anyone, and that could be the purity in it, right? So you may say, no, I meant to clown you. I meant to drag you. I meant to roast you, but I don't mean to hurt you. And a lot of people feel like that. A lot of people feel like I'm making fun of you, but I'm not trying to hurt you. You know what I mean? Or, I mean, yeah. So from that perspective, they have a pure intention from the perspective of, I'm not doing this to hurt anybody, I'm just clowning around. But does that mean you didn't hurt somebody? No, that's not what that means, right? But it's saying that because you are important or have some type of like societal or clout, bam, but because you have some type of clout, that's the reason why you're the target of the attack, or you're the face of the attack, even though the attack, as we saw in the beginning, is still based on smoke and mirrors and distractions, and for the most part fake, right? Knight of Cups in reverse, very, very fake energy. However, like I said, because of her importance, quote unquote, and I know that word is gonna get some of y'all going, he ain't important. I know how y'all are. I know how it is, but this is what the cards say, right? And I definitely feel like this message is coming in my mind clear, at least as far as translating the cards into an actual story. I definitely feel like this is on point. In any event, she does have that Hangman in reverse. I feel like this is Wanda getting too preoccupied with some things. You know what I mean? That I feel like there is some material gain in her being like, maybe like important or popular or having the clout, and there's some material gain in what she's doing, whether it's roasting, gagging, or something like that. And maybe that's the fake part of it. You know what I mean? Maybe that's the facade part of it. Because when the Hangman is in reverse, it's like saying like you being like you being fake. You know what I mean? Like, at least that's how I look at it. You know what I mean? She could be faking like she doesn't like Melody, and she really does. It could even be as simple as that. Yeah. Anyways, whatever it is, with the Hangman in reverse, I feel like there is a part of the things that come out of Wanda's mouth that are coming from a place of her not being responsible, one, with information. With this Ten of Swords, it's also saying that I mean, the Hangman, you know, sometimes the Hangman struggles with like self-image issues. And I feel like with the Ten of Swords, with you kind of like putting yourself out there as like the voice or the head of the head of it, and then you're being attacked by the mob. I don't know if that's affecting your self-esteem or like reinforcing something. I will say the World card though, moving in the background, would show a certain amount of reconciliation with yourself on an emotional level. So I feel like Miss Wanda, she is in a period of fulfillment internally, of balance internally with herself, or just an acceptance of, or kind of like I'm getting like, I am who I am. I like who I am. I'm cool with who I am. Like she's having like some actualization as a woman from a certain perspective. But then there's also another side of her where she struggles with, like, I don't want to say self-worth, but she struggles with self-esteem, and I think it affects how she puts out on in her social circles or society or the social media thing. Either that or the effect of her being attacked mob style affects her self-worth, or makes her second guess how she looks at herself and her intention, right? However, there is like this glowing theme of her understanding that she doesn't have bad intentions, and that she has, like, you know how people say God know my heart and things like that. If God knew her heart and he put it in her tarot, then he would say that she has a good heart and she has pure intentions. Now she does have this Five of Swords here, and this Five of Swords, the Five of Swords is an interesting energy because it is about somebody who they get what they want, you know what I mean, but they're not happy with what they get, you know what I mean. So it's like you want something, maybe you want clout, maybe you want notoriety, maybe you want fans or something like that, or I don't know, there's something you want, but you're not really happy with it that much, you know what I mean. And maybe that leads to some level of spitefulness, you know what I mean. So I feel if I was to look at the situation with Wanda, I would feel like maybe there's a part of her that doesn't feel as accomplished maybe as she would like to be. But then it's like with this fighting and stuff, I think I talked earlier about getting a feeling like it was like leading to stagnation, and it's possible that maybe your personality has gotten in the way of like things progressing for you in life on a material level, you know what I mean. Like it's hard for you to accomplish anything because you get off into these battles, like you don't focus your energy, right? And maybe sometimes you need to learn how to cut your losses and let things go, and like release maybe some negativity, or release the desire to keep fighting something when it's well past done and over, you know what I mean. So I almost maybe could even get the vibe of her like reigniting old shit, or you know, and it's like why you keep reigniting shit like that. But there's profit in it, and there's a certain amount of like cunning in it. Like Wanda is not, this is not a dumb woman spread. This is somebody who's doing something intentionally, you know what I mean, but it's smoke and mirrors, you know what I mean. So I don't know, but it's not malicious, it's more like sly, you know what I mean, or it's more like, yeah, like sly, you know what I mean. That's what it is. Like maybe she's secretly competing, you know what I mean. It could be something like that. Wanda does have a hang up though with the Five of Swords about being outcast, or being judged for coming up like less privileged, or like being marginalized, you know, like with this other side of the tracks conversation. I think that really bothers her, and I think that she does have like a seething resentment surrounding like certain types of people, because I don't know, she has it in her, like she feels like less privileged than some people. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I feel like maybe she's using her charisma, or her verbal, that fighting, that Knight of Swords energy, that competitive nature. I feel like she's using that to gain an advantage over people who she feels less privileged than. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Because of some type of resentment. Yeah. She feels like, I don't want to say she feels judged, but she feels that people have had advantages over her. You know what I mean? And so she couldn't get as far because she didn't have the same privileges as some people, but she has her own set of skill set that she uses, but it is tinged with resentment. You know what I mean? So even though it may be like a roast and a gag and a funny, and you just want to be a star, and you do have pure intentions, because this is not an evil-hearted person. There's no toxic cards in her spread. However, well, there is a toxic in her external environment, but that's somebody else's energy, right? But I'm feeling like you have a pure heart, but you have your resentments. You know what I mean? It's giving me like typical class. It's classism. It's classism. It's literally the haves and the have-nots. But anyway, so let's talk about this external environment. I'm actually almost done with the spread. There's a destructive power. The Magician is here in reverse, and the Ace of Coins is here also in reverse. This is about having less money. And this is a destructive, somebody using power to destruct your money. Basically, there's somebody who's using their power to stop your bag, right? Stop your bag. Ace of Coins, that's a bag stopped midair. Midair, right? So definitely there's like a selfishness or a self-fulfillment to this person in the external environment, where they're doing things to get personal glory, personal honor, but in the process doing something very powerfully effective in a negative way towards another person, period, point blank, right? This is about harnessing your powers, using your powers for evil instead of good, for destruction, right? And destruction doesn't necessarily have to be evil. It could just be tearing something down so something else could be built back up. It could be just like that, right? Whatever it is, I feel like there's someone that's upset with her. You know what I mean? Magician is in reverse. That's like an angry energy. That's like an uprising. And like I said, I feel like it definitely has to do with money. It has to do with money, because the Ace of Coins is here also in reverse, right? So this is external environment, and external environment means it's a person, place, or thing surrounding you, right? Period. Now, whatever money, if Wanda is getting it from all this shit she has going on, it's not gonna fulfill you either. If you're going in on people because you feel less privileged, that's not gonna, it's not gonna satisfy you. You have to deal with that feeling of inferiority. You have to deal with that feeling of resentment. Anyways, let's move on. Wanda, this is when the Ace of Coins is in reverse and the Magician is here. This is some manipulative energy. Somebody misrepresented something to Wanda pertaining to some money. And I feel like it was on purpose. So I don't know. Like I said, with this whole thing coming in as a fake and a facade, maybe Wanda thinks she's in on something with somebody, and that's not really the case. They just have her thinking she's a part of it, and she's not. But again, I feel like it's her own internal thing that is drawing this type of energy in. That's facts. That's just off the top. All right, so the outcome of the spread is that there's a truth from the past that's about to emerge. We have the Ace of Swords upright and the Six of Cups in the reverse. The Six of Cups is in reverse. That's something about, let me turn this radio down. That's something about something from the past is playing a part, not a light part either. It's playing a part on the present. Something old. But with the Ace of Swords, that represents truth, a truth told, a truthful conversation. It could be regarding some children. Six of Cups is always children. Whatever it is, though, it's saying that there's a root cause to this problem. Maybe it had to do with a child. right? Or some type of powerful, but whatever this is with the Ace of Swords upright, there was a truth, you know what I mean? There was a truth told about a child possibly, but this is something in the past again, playing a part on the present. This is going to be the outcome of the situation. So maybe there's some type of validation there, because she did have that World card and that Justice card upright. That could simply be a victory if it's not pertaining to a lawsuit or the lawsuit. That could be pertaining to some type of validation and truth. You know what I mean? Or some type of like, didn't I say it? I told you, some type of gotcha aha moment, or not even gotcha aha. I'm getting more so told you so, or more so I told you type energy. Yeah. So that's what's coming in the outcome of the spread. And the outcomes of tarot are, the way that it works is saying, if everything continues to go in this direction, this is what's going to happen. Now, we know destiny changes, fate changes. If I got a tarot reading that told me, hey, you're going to lose more money if you keep up this behavior, I'm going to change the behavior, then I don't lose the money. Does that mean the tarot reading was wrong? No, the tarot reading is meant to dissect, discern, and allow you the opportunity to change the course of something, or to change the direction on something. It allows you to correct yourself. You know what I mean? That's why I consult and do my own readings, just like I talked about it, saying that I was being mediocre. Even though we gonna have to beef about that. But at the same time, right, now I have something that I can do to change the outcome moving forward, right? Now, maybe again, there's a lot of talking, arguing. It could also be saying, like, you know, your outcome is not going to be certain. Like I said, if you don't make those changes, there will be no victory for you. But there's a victory on the table. But maybe it hinges upon you making some adjustments, right? That's kind of how I feel about it. Anyways, listen. The Chariot in reverses here is saying, be careful of your movements. Yeah. Be careful of your movements. Understand your motivation, right? You have to check yourself with your intention and your motivation, because you can have two people doing the same exact thing, but the spirit in which they do it changes the outcome. You know what I mean? So keep that in mind. Anyways, that's what I got from Miss Wanda of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Definitely sound off respectfully in the comments, just because, not because I care what you're saying, just because I want my channel to have a certain mood. And it's not a volatile mood, because I'm here to heal people. I'm here to help people first and foremost. So yeah, check me out on the InherAlchemist at Etsy. Go through the suite of services. There's something for everybody, I'm sure. Check out my men's products for your brothers, your sons, your male cousins. Like, listen, help them too. Help them too. As we restore ourselves to our rightful places as Black people, right? So anyways, listen, let me know what you think of this video. Hit that like button, subscribe, turn your notification bells on, and I will see you on the next one.